Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Sagittarius moon signs, or if you have significant Sagittarius placements and are needing a feminine energy to work with or balance within yourself. Or sometimes when the moon is in Sagittarius and like really significant times, like a new moon in Sagittarius or a full moon in Sagittarius, this reading could also resonate for you at those times. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of energy coming through your reading today, Sagittarius, which I'm gonna let come through the cards today, just because there's so much of it and I feel like it needs to be sort of focused is how it's coming through. Because so first of all, I'm feeling like this pressure in like the sinus area. So it could be something that's like needing to like release from the third eye is how it's coming through. But also through like the jaw. So it's kind of coming through as being like one message that was like, I don't know, for somebody, it was saying that like the mouth or the words is how the mind expresses itself, right? Like through words. But the hands is how the heart expresses itself. And you have the first card you have here is the golden egg, which is the heart chakra. So there may be something about like something with your hands, or that like something needs to come through your hands if it's something that is coming from the heart, because it's like you can talk about it. Maybe like I feel like maybe that's what someone's trying to do, is like think something through, or like use words or use the language of the mind to express something that's like a heart energy that has to be expressed through the hands. That's how it's coming through. Or like whatever. It doesn't have to be hands. Could be, it just like the hands are the mouth of the heart is how it's going through. Anyways, another energy here. We have like a piece of mint from the garden. It's all wilty now because it's so warm out. But it was kind of coming through as being like refreshment of the heart is how it's feeling. So there may have been something like heavy recently, or just like it was feeling to me kind of like something that you want to like remove off of your, like if you're wearing like a heavy coat or something, like a heavy wool coat was how it's coming through. It's like scratchy, or there's like something uncomfortable about it, and just wanting to like remove it is what it's coming through with, like lightening something. I feel like though at the moment it might not be something that you can release that easily is how it's coming through. It's kind of like this mint is especially with like the sinuses, like mint is like something that can really help with like clearing the sinuses, right? Like it's refreshing in that way. I feel like though it has something to do with your heart with the golden egg. And that's also coming out with the earth card. So it's like doing something with your hands, perhaps, that connects you to the earth. It was kind of coming through with like clay, like water and earth, right? So it could be something like needing more moisture in something, like adding more water into something that's been sort of heavy or dense. Maybe somebody's trying to release some sort of like emotional heaviness, right? It's like this mint is coming through to sort of like refresh something. So the way that that's coming through is like, you have here the first two cards is the Son of Wands and the Mother of Wands. I feel like the Son of Wands is kind of like an energy of like somebody related to you, like could be family member or something, or friend or whatever, because they're both coming out with wands. They could be younger than you, like maybe a younger brother or a younger masculine energy, whatever that is. For whatever reason, I feel like they're in something that is not true to them, is how it's coming through. They're like, sorry, I thought I saw a hummingbird. Something that's not true to them is how it's coming through, but it's like perhaps they are just working through something that is something that you are trying to perhaps protect your energy from. Trying to protect your energy from something that like maybe somebody else is doing that's like not true to them in whatever way that is. I feel like this is somebody who's like very close to you, or like part of your community, or like you in some way perhaps I don't know if it's like you protect them with the Mother of Wands, or like you like look after them in some way. And it might actually be kind of difficult because I feel like they are struggling with something. It's like they're needing to release something emotional is how it's feeling, but they're doing it in the wrong way is how that's feeling to me. But I feel like as well, if you have distanced yourself from somebody, it's also like they may still be around you in some way, or like connected to you, and it's kind of like in removing that energy, you can see how it's affecting them as well, or like you're aware of it is how it's feeling, like aware of how it is affecting that person to not be in your energy. And there's an important energy here of like maintaining a emotional boundary is how it's coming through, because for whatever reason, right? It's like but I feel like it's hard on you to see them go through something alone is how it's coming through. Okay. Anyways, Sagittarius. I feel like that's just like one note. It's gonna take some time, is how it's feeling, to work through that energy. Like it's not something that's going to be like an overnight sort of transformation or change. And I feel like there's still kind of like part of your energy is being you're protecting your energies, how it feels. Anyways, what's coming out next here, you have the crow and the peacock coming out together. So these are both air energies, right? It was coming through with kind of like a Libra energy with the peacock. Specifically though, like beauty, or again with like this sort of like mint, right? Like the senses, like smell or taste, or touch with the hands, right? Like so it's kind of coming through as being like the senses, all of them, versus it's not versus, it's mirroring something with the crow because that's talking to me about intelligence, actually. There's like, or if it's not intelligence, it's like the mind, or there's a goldfinch in the tree in the garden, just like eating some berries. I feel like maybe it's just like taking a break from something that is easy for you and doing something that's not easy for you. It's kind of something like that. Like if it's like there's been something perhaps that's been occupying a lot of your attention, whatever this Son of Wands energy is, but I feel like it's been like occupying so much of your attention that it like prevents you from focusing on something else that you need to focus on, is how it's coming through. Like this has been occupying so much of your attention. I feel like on some level that is releasing, or that your energy is protected from this, right? So now it's like, now you can focus on something else that has been either like neglected, or maybe not neglected, but just like you haven't been focusing on that because of that other problem or something like that. It could have to do with something like, because sometimes the crow comes out as being like you have to use all of your skills, all of your resources in order to solve a particular problem. So that's how the crow's coming out. The peacock, I feel like, is kind of coming through as being like the opposite of that. Like it's very Venus energy, where it's like it's more fun, it's more lighthearted, it's refreshing, it's there's something uncomfortable about that energy though, because the way that it's coming out, you have fire and fog. And so I feel like the fire is kind of like the thing that has been like the problem or the issue, or the thing that because the crow is also coming out with sort of like this grounded energy, like having to ground something that you know, or that you've been thinking about, or having to use all of your skills to ground some perhaps idea, because the fire doesn't have to be negative. I feel like it's like a perhaps inspiration, right? Because the crow has something. Perhaps it's like grounding an idea into the physical. Like you have an idea for something, or like it's something that you haven't had time or energy or resources to put into this new idea or new inspiration. And it's like, it's kind of, I feel like it's moving in that direction now. It's like asking you to focus on this, is how it's coming through. But I feel like there's some fog about it, because the way that you have this coming out, the peacock and the fog. So you have earth, fire, and this is representing air today. As all the birds just start like chirping. Air. Maybe a message, or has like something to do with like communication of some sort. It's coming out with fog though, because I feel like it's not clear yet. I feel like there's somebody trying to express something of the heart. Perhaps trying to express something through words, right? Maybe. And this fog card came out with Jupiter, which is coming through as like expansion. It was kind of feeling like trying to make space for something. Maybe you're learning something new that is not something that comes easy to you. There may be some frustration about that as well, which is something that is wanting to be worked through, right? Like this is the thing that is requiring a bit of courage. It could be something like expressing an emotional need, an emotional need or desire, or sensation, maybe, I don't know. Okay, but the next few cards to come out is you have here the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. Sorry, I was distracted by all the birds in the tree. And the Wheel of Fortune. There's again here with the 7 of Cups, so this is feeling like a distraction. Actually, it's something about like, or something that's like drawing your attention away from what it is that you are trying to convey, right? So sometimes I see this as being like the 6 of Cups when it's in this position is upright. The Ace of Cups when it's in this position is upright. So it's kind of like a push and pull between the 6 of Cups, which could be like something that from the past, versus an Ace of Cups, which is something that's refreshing, is how it's coming through. So there's something about like there may be like a push and pull between, or like a, that's not quite the right way of phrasing it, but like being pulled between something that's like very familiar to you, the 6 of Cups, right? Like something from your past, something that's very solid, could be relationships from like your family or friends or whatever, versus an Ace of Cups, which feels like it would be a refreshing drink of water or whatever, emotional need that is helping to lift something from your spirit, is how it's coming through, like to refresh your spirit. That, and it's kind of like having to figure out here with the yeah, it's not a push or pull, it's like a teeter-totter, or like a balancing act, is how it's coming through. Having to balance these two things. And that's the challenge, is how it's coming through with the 8 of Pentacles. Because I'm almost feeling like there are like things that are pulling on you, is how it's feeling emotionally, right? Like, so if you have had to distance yourself from someone or something, it's like that energy is still pulling on you, right? It's like the cord is still like, I don't know if it's attached to you or what. It's like it's getting caught in your net. Still getting caught in your net is how it's feeling. So it pulls on you. With the Wheel of Fortune though, this is again a Jupiter energy, which is your ruler, Sagittarius. So you have Jupiter twice actually. And there's a very like strong energy of 3 coming in. You have to leave space for something. It's kind of how it's coming through. Like consciously leaving something open or spacious. Like consciously not filling something where there's a space. I don't know if that's in terms of like time, maybe like creating, sorry, the creaking of this umbrella here. Maybe creating space or time. It feels more like time because of the Wheel of Fortune. Like blocking off a part of your schedule for openness is how it's feeling, whatever that means to you. Because I feel like there's something, but in doing that, it's like something has to be removed. You have to take out something that's taking up a lot of your time is how it's feeling. Or if it's not a lot of your time, at least a portion of time. Having to leave some time open for something that I feel like is a challenge to you. It's like maybe you're so if you're learning something, right? Like for example, if you're just like trying to learn something new, you have to set aside time to do it, right? Like to commit to it or that kind of thing. And it feels to me like even I was kind of also getting like different times in the day, like morning, afternoon, night. And this is not gonna be for everybody, but for me personally, if I'm trying to like do something new or learn something new or like that, like something that takes a big investment of energy, for me the morning is the best time to do it. Like right, like after I do all my morning routines and all that, before lunch, that's usually when I get all of my productive stuff, like the things that I need to do that are difficult or that require big energy investment or that like whatever. And then when that thing becomes more regular or more routine or easy to do, that's when it can sort of shift into the evening, right? Where it's like I have less energy. So it could be something like maybe you have been making space for something, but it's not at the right time of the day. Or it's like, so it could just be like a shifting of the schedule. That might be what this is. So it might not be confusion. It might just be like if you're doing something at night that you should be doing during the day, or vice versa. If there's something that you're doing during the day that is maybe not something that requires a lot of energy investment, or whatever that is for you. I'm just trying to give a specific example, or just paying attention to your energy at different times of the day, or how you're feeling at different times of the day, because everyone has their own natural rhythm as well. So what works for me might not work for you, that kind of thing. But so just paying attention to that, because this card wants to be flipped in some way, or that there's adjustment needed in like scheduling. Or like how you're spending your time and when. I don't know. As well with the fogginess, when does your mind feel the most clear is kind of how it's coming through. When does your head feel the most clear? And that also might change day to day as well. Anyways, so these three cards came out together, which is so interesting to me. The 10 of Pentacles, the Devil, which is the Capricorn energy, and the Ace of Pentacles. So what's interesting about this 10 of Pentacles is that the 10th pentacle is right on the inside of that middle one, right? So there's 9 here that are sort of big and in focus, and there's 1 pentacle that's inside of that 9th one. That makes sense? And then you have the Devil and the Ace of Pentacles. And this, so it's kind of like, I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is the new thing, right? Like the thing that you're trying to grow. But right now, it's almost like it's being... I feel like it's almost being like, okay, I was getting so many downloads here about the devil as well, just before the reading, because I feel like maybe somebody is, with the Capricorn energy, so it could be related to habits, right? Like again, with like sort of like the morning, afternoon, night, is there some sort of habit that you're engaging in at particular times of the day, right? Like your morning routine, your evening routine, or whatever it is for you. But I feel like maybe, especially with this card from this deck specifically talks about like something that you're doing in sort of a Capricornian way, which is like routine is how it's coming through, or structure or stability, perhaps work as well with all these pentacles. Something about that is actually harming you is how it's coming through. Or like if it's not harm, it's harm is an intense word, is not helping you, maybe. One of your routines maybe, or like a habit that you have perhaps, is not helping you to focus on the Ace of Pentacles. So this new beginning that is very physical in some way, right? Like it feels like you're trying to ground something, like make something physical or real. Fire is real. That's not physical though, so I don't like using that word for physical things. Air is real but non-physical, that kind of thing. Anyways, that's just like a small rant. Making something physical with the Ace of Pentacles, something that you can touch, or smell, or see, or feel. Focusing in on that, but right now it's kind of like it's being like maybe overshadowed or like swallowed up by your structure or your routine in some way. It's coming through as like day versus night. I don't know what that is for you. Like maybe something that you've been doing during the day is actually something that you could do at night now. Like it's like you could do it with your eyes closed. You don't need to focus so much attention on that. It's like, so it's kind of coming through like that. Something that's very established that you don't need to put so much energy into. You can sort of shift into whatever the Ace is. If that makes sense. Okay, and then finally, which is so interesting, you have here the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups, which is so interesting to me because, so we have here 10 and 1, but I'm seeing this as the 9 today, the 9 of Pentacles. So 9 and 1, 9 and 1. Something has reached the 9. Which is, I feel like, is coming through as being like the peak, right? And then, of course, the Wheel of Fortune is 10, which is a completion of some sort of cycle, or like restarting a cycle is how it's coming through. So, because you have the Ace of Cups, right? And I feel like there's also something here about this, like it could be something about like cleaning something emotionally. With the 9 of Cups here too as well, it's like this is all of this sort of emotional satisfaction, right? Like something that's like something that makes you happy, something that wants to be expressed from the heart, but through your hands. And it's requiring some like maybe clear communication, because there's a lot of air in your energy today. I was also getting as well, because this is a Sagittarius reading, right? Sagittarius is beside Capricorn. So I feel like this is something that's like very familiar to you, or it's like it's close to you. It's perhaps something that you rely on, or that like it's reliable for you, is how it's coming through. Like routine, right? It's easy because you've been doing it for a long time, perhaps, but it's something that is not helping you, is how it's coming through. Or it's not helping, it's not benefiting whatever this Ace of Pentacles is how it's feeling. So it's like requiring sort of a shift in because it's coming through with air, it's like Gemini energy, which is your opposite. It's not something that's comfortable to you, or at least it's not easy to you yet. It's something that you're still learning, is how it's feeling. So it's like having to shift that into like a different time of the day, is how it's feeling to me. Or just like whenever your mind is clearest, or whenever your emotional state is clearest, is how this is feeling. Like whenever you feel the most at peace, in order to whenever you feel like, whenever during the day, or like whatever day or night, whenever you feel the most at peace, that is when you need to be looking at this energy. Not need to, you don't have to do anything. It's like, this is just sort of how it's coming through. Whenever you feel the most at peace during the day or night, that is the perfect time to work on something difficult. You have to make space for it though. Requires a bit of like shifting around a schedule or something, or just like your routine or something like that. And paying attention to when you're feeling anxious, because that might not be the best time to do the thing that's hard. If you're like, when you're anxious, that might it could also, if it's not time, it could also be a place, right? Like if you like, for today, I just had to be outside today. This is like where the reading wanted to be placed. So it could be something about place or space and time. Both of those are related. Space and time are inseparable. So it's something like finding the right combination of space and time. Okay, Sagittarius. I'm gonna pull one elements card just to close it out. Gravity, groundedness. So this card can feel kind of heavy as well, right? But I feel like there's, see with these like two butterflies trying to pull this energy up, there's something about like maybe there's a Gemini energy that's trying to, or like if it's not a person, it's like, because the Gemini energy is the lovers, right? The difference between Capricorn, which is feeling like something that you give the same effort into no matter how you're feeling is how it's coming through. Like, it's a routine. You put a lot of effort into it, perhaps daily or in that kind of way, versus the Lovers, which I feel like is more flexible. There's a need for flexibility, or perhaps also like support, like somebody who can support you or help to like take on some of maybe like your responsibilities, right? Like somebody who can help to take some of your responsibilities, like especially if it's something to do with like time and schedule. Maybe there's somebody that can help you like take care of some responsibility that you have so that you can spend it, like leave that space open. This card has come out every single time. It's still in your energy is what it's feeling to me like. Why is this card still here? Anyways, you're also coming out here with the protection and cave, right? Lots of butterflies in this one. I feel like this is talking about the spaciousness, like leaving space for something, protecting your energy or protecting your time. There's a little chipmunk running across the fence. It's so cute. Oh my god. Okay. That's so adorable. Usually there's lots of squirrels, but that, like, I've been seeing a chipmunk recently, more than squirrels. Anyways, protecting your energy. I feel like with the cave as well, it's also emphasizing like quiet and darkness. So it could be something about the night that's significant, or like that leaving the night or evening open is how it's feeling. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Sagittarius, if that was helpful, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. It helps so much. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.